Mr Speaker, I move that the Housing Legislation Amendment Bill be now read a first time. Mr Speaker, this bill is about ensuring a smooth transition to the Auckland Unitary Plan. It is about extending the toolbox of special housing areas to regional New Zealand, and it is about making the law clear in respect of government housing programs on publicly owned land. Mr Speaker, I do find it ironic that members of the Labor opposition, who over the recess have been crying for a state of emergency over the issue of housing, are now saying no, they don't want to vote on a bill that will make a material difference. Could you get some water? I challenge every member of this House to support new houses, more houses for New Zealanders, because this bill, this urgency, is a test as to whether members want to play politics or whether they want to support more houses being built for Kiwi families.
And the question is that the motion be agreed to.
Mr Speaker.
Andrew Little.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Well, Mr Speaker, you can tell just how serious this minister is in getting this piece of legislation through, because he's relying on the crack team of Craig Foss to have to usher him along to get the bill through. This is how vital and essential this piece of legislation is. The reality is that the minister, he cannot bring himself, even now, 10 days out from the expiry of the special housing area legislation and having to rush through this piece of legislation, he still cannot bring himself to admit what every New Zealander knows, and that is that we have a housing crisis. That's right. We have a housing crisis. And just cobbling together at the last minute, because he suddenly realised the dream of special housing areas is about to fly out the window with so few special houses built. He's got to do something about it. Now, I don't know how he persuaded his cabinet colleagues to take the time of the House to pass this through urgency when he has known, when he will have known, when he did know that the legislation that we're now amending was coming up for an expiry only 10 days away. Only 10 days away. And so, Mr Speaker, this urgency in this House for this piece of legislation is an expression of the complete and utter shambles that housing policy is in under this minister and this government.